So you done dismissed her.
I done dismissed the bitch. I done took off my wig. Now I'm slightly ugly. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm slightly not with it. You know. And at that moment, after she left, me, Miko, and Tawana, we went into the bathroom and we discussed what we felt was best for her. We felt that she needed some air, she needed some oxygen, and we felt that she needed some water. So we gave her them items. We came with them things.
Then wasn't y'all sneaking it to her? The water, wasn't y'all sneaking it? And the oxygen?
I brought my own oxygen. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I brought my own oxygen. I didn't even have my arthritis medicine, but I made sure I had that oxygen when I came with me, because they wasn't going to give her nothing, you know. And I wasn't with that. And even though she couldn't suck, she could still breathe it in. So I had it breathing it in.
Yeah.
And after the first treatment, she started coughing up like thick mucus. It was ropes of mucus that the size of quarters was coming out of A1 And, you know, and Miko's pulling it out, and I'm literally taking tissue and going up under her, pulling it out and strap.
That's thick.
That thick. And Miko was like, no, we need something like a baby suction. We need to get it, because she couldn't spit it out. You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, you know, my family got my back watching. They said, these people here, they're not trying to help her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They already made up their mind.
They ready to go. Yeah. You know. Man, thank God Miko was like, we need to get them things that suction and whatnot. So that's when yeah, no, actually we pulled the curtain back and called one of the people in there, and we asked them, do you have one of them things to suck the stuff out? And she said, yes, here's one over here, there's one. What are you getting ready to do? And we said, we get ready to sop up any kind of slob that she got going on. She was like, well, she shouldn't have none. I said, she does. She has some mucus coming out of her. I got this. Thank you. Have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? Have a nice day. She left back out.
Right.
We continued on with them treatments. This is for about we went on with this for almost 4 hours.
Damn.
It was the longest 4 hours of our life.
I bet it was.
Terrifying. Me and Miko getting this up out of her and getting her.
All that mucus was coming out the whole time?
Pretty much the whole time. She'll
God.
stop for a while and then she'll couldn't really move and then come back up. And then breathing treatments is supposed to break up congestion to help bring that out of you. So, you know, it was about 4 hours in, and she finally was like, and we was putting water in her mouth, and she was going for it, and she was moving her tongue with the ice. And when she finally started doing that, and she took a breath, oh, it was a sigh of relief. Like, oh my God, everybody. You know, Miko hugged me, you know what I'm saying? We hugging each other and this, that, and the other, trying to keep it together. Because this is some real life, some shit.
This is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? She wasn't nothing. She was nothing coming out of her. No air, no nothing. But when she said that, glazed over eyes. And so, and we still haven't really seen the eyes part change. Just the fact of her just
taking that breath.
Taking that breath let me know that there was life still there. You know what I'm saying? Which I knew that it was. Because I had just talked to her. Meanwhile, bing, it's time for her morphine treatment. She will not be getting no more morphine. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? She's not in pain. Why would y'all give these old people morphine? She ain't even have epidural. Because back then when she had kids, she got like 16 children. They didn't even have epidural in the beginning. And she has never had, she don't even smoked weed. Most she's ever had was 2 aspirin.
The morphine takes your heart rate down.
She was doped the fuck up. After all of this, when we ended up at her house, they had like a cup of it was like 26 syringes pre-filled of morphine that they have given her. And she is a 75-year-old woman. She don't remember if she took this, that, and other. What kind of pain you think she is? She has respiratory issues. She ain't been hurt or nothing. Y'all giving her all this morphine. No. Matter of fact, you know, cut it off. She can't have no more morphine. So it tripped them out that I stopped the morphine on their asses because you got me messed up. Man, so here I am sitting here like, okay, come on, Juanita. I'm sitting here thinking, you know, how I'm going to get more life into her or whatnot. And something just told me, you know, it was like, you know, start playing a little music, you know, finish talking to her and stuff. So I started playing a little music and whatnot and talking to her and stuff. And finally, girl, it was almost like, you know, she started squeezing my hand and moving her feet. You know, and when she started squeezing her hand and moving my feet, still ain't fully opened her eyes yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, Miko knew, everybody knew that we was coming out the woods and everything, and everybody was like able to be like, okay.
Like a breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air. And, you know, at this time, Miko still got to get back on the highway and head all the way back to Georgia. Because she done left the kids and everything the next day, within the next 24, 30 hours. You know, she would have never left if we didn't get a breath. Right. If we didn't get a good breath. But once we got a good breath and everything, you know, she was able to leave up out of there and gone to where she was gone to. So I went outside and I walked on, Miko on outside so she can get back there. And I'm like, I'm going to hold it down, you know, go handle that. And I got you, dog. Yeah. You know. I'm going to sit right here. She's going to be all right. Man, whew. Them hours was the longest hours. It was the longest damn hours. Finally, the doctor came in. And when the doctor came in, I had sent for Glenda to send me a breather monitor. Only nurses can get these things. To check how your breathing is coming along. Well, when she was at a 32, now I have her at a 65. Right. Breathing. You know what I'm saying? He came. That's what you said? Yeah, what you say, Doc? He came in, he was like, Then he lifted up the eyes and seen that the eyes were starting to clear up some. He was looking. And then when I stuck it on her finger, read the oxygen, he looked. Well, you know, sometimes they can be a little misreading. Let me listen to her lungs. You know.
Like, let me check back something.
Yeah, let me listen to her lungs. Yeah. He looked at me then. He said, well, you know, sometimes they get better before they get worse. But
he just keeps
you know,
he probably one of them doctors that don't believe. Like, he done seen so much death, he probably doesn't believe in God. Yeah. So he's trying to figure out anything to where your faith can't be the reason. Yeah, can't be the reason. Honey, by this time, you know, he done lived there, left there, and Aunt Wee Wee came. When everybody know Aunt Wee Wee, please buy her book, A Marriage That Jesus Put Back Together. And it's at Barnes & Noble, and you can get it. But Aunt Wee Wee. And Uncle John. Uncle John is 80 and Aunt Wee Wee, she's 76, 75. So they real old. But I love them to death. But glory to God, she come in there praying because, you know, she's a preacher and all this and all that. And she prayed over and we joined hands, the family, and we kept praying over. We not sad with oil and we prayed on her. And that's as much as Aunt Wee Wee can do. And she bought, you know, she bought a lot of love and bought some little snacks and drinks and whatnot. And they left her out. Yeah. So I sent Los to the store. I'm like, get some balloons. You know, I said get some balloons. He was like, man, you know, he was like, man, he's like, I don't even get it. I was like, you sit right here and wait with Aunt Juanita, then I'm going to run out. And I'll go get the balloons, you know. He's like, he's scared. He don't even want to leave. Yeah. You know, I said, well, you sit right here. I'm going to go get some balloons. So I went and got some balloons, you know, because I wanted her room to be, when she woke up, I wanted her room to be decorated with balloons. Yeah. So here it is. It's early in the morning. I'm talking to Aunt Juanita. And the doctor had left, you know, and I had left out and got these balloons. And Aunt Juanita started squeezing my hand and she started opening up her eyes a little bit. And she was looking at me like, you know, tell me like what the doctor said, you know. And she was just trying to get it out like, and I said, Aunt Juanita, the doctor said, you 3 months pregnant. You having an early delivery. Early delivery. She's 3 months pregnant. She said, she raised up. I get back down. Looking at these damn. I was like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. Oh God, she's wrong. She looking.
was maternity balloons and said it was a boy. So I was just hanging in the corner.
And she told her that I can't do it.
So she was just holding her stomach like, you know, and a little tear started streaming down, you know, and that was the first time that I actually seen like the blacks of her eye, the pupil port, and it wasn't like that. I mean, it's like it woke her the fuck up, and she was just like. And you know, then my cousin Carlos, he just sitting there like, you know, he's my brother for real. That's my cousin brother. His crazy is he's like the twin me. He's sitting there like, yeah, mama, and you get ready to have it too. And so she's like, she just kept holding her stomach. Then her breathing started getting more rapid. So I was like, give me another treatment. I think she needed another treatment. You know, she starts sucking this shit up out her mouth and shit.
They done brought my Aunt Juanita back, but made her think she got raped.
You know?
She's like, I'm pregnant. My
whole time. Because when Aunt Wee and her friends came back, they kept looking at her and they said she looked like she's trying to, you know, she's talking to the Lord, she's talking to Jesus. Well, afterwards, when Aunt Juanita finally came to it in the story, Aunt Juanita was like, no, she was just laying there trying to think of who had been up in her that she didn't even know about. And the whole time I kept saying that the doctors want to know who's your baby daddy. I told them it was Uncle Mike.
Uncle Mike has been gone for a very long time now, just an FYI. He's passed over. So they really just fucked my Aunt Juanita up with all this information.
And you know, I said, Uncle Mike's your baby daddy. And she just was looking like... And she couldn't really talk good. So, she just laid there with these daggone balloons just looking at it in the air. But I was so happy, you know. At that time, I went to the bathroom and I started shouting and thanking Jesus and thanking God. Ground broke and I cried.
Yeah.
My heart is. I cried, honey. Man, ooh, then I shook all that shit off, girl. After I shook all that shit off and found that everybody else started coming in town to see how Aunt Juanita's doing, and my cousin Joyce and Honey said that if Aunt Juanita was up singing Amazing Grace and breathing, that she was going to burn the shit out of me with a cigarette, you know? Thank God for my backbone, Glenda, because I didn't call her. She's the doctor of the family, and she's the one who's giving me instructions.
Yeah.
Her and Mama, because, you know, Mama, you know, is a doctor in her own right, because she did nursing and retired from nursing for all them years, so they've been giving me our instructions. They was on their way. So, you know, I was like, you know, I was thanking Jesus, you know. I'm telling everybody, you know, it's going to be all right. And even though a lot of people around me probably didn't think it was going to be all right, like I had false hope, some in my heart was like, it's going to be all right. When I seen her jump up, because I knew if she was going to live, she was going to live for her kids. She done had 16 of them. And they ain't all the greatest kids in the world. I love them, wouldn't trade them in. But I'm just saying, she'll live for them. And, you know what I'm saying? So at that time, me and Carlos was able to relax. And so we called in some party favors in the middle of the night. They have a back patio. So we got the coolers out, we out. I got my, you know, I had to get my drink, you know, I done got me a gallon of Superior. I said, Los got some burrs. My nerves is messed up. So I done had got me something to smoke. Yeah. And I had some gummy bear green because I didn't want to just, you know, smoke on the grounds like that while I was in the room. My nerves is bad. So
from Tawana?
Yeah.
She tried to give me against her. She was like, you'll be high the next day. I said, no, I ain't got time for that.
I was eating them while I was in there and then smoking it while I was on the patio. Fucked up. But, you know, because my nerves is bad. I'm fighting for my one in his life.
Yeah.
So, you know, here we are. We've been smoking and stuff, and it's late. And here we come back in. And, I always been very respectful around my aunt and them. They don't really know. You know, I mean, they know that I indulge a little bit, and they know I drink a little bit, and they know I probably, you know, like I said, I just, you know, I smoke a little, you know. You got bad, you know, got bad joints. You know, the Lord said to take of every seed, burn, plant. Every time I puff a joint, I say, amen. Hallelujah. So they know this, but I've never flaunted it around them. I've been very respectful. So we creeping in there, and we get ready to turn on the movie, and here goes Love. Hey, where you put them blunts at? I'm like, boy, shh. And all of a sudden I heard Aunt Juanita be like, huh? I was like, boy, shh, be quiet. He's like, no, I ain't holding nothing back. Mama, we've been smoking big blunts and we've been drinking big liquor. Mama, come on, we love you. We love you. And we've been smoking the whole time we've been here. You need to come on. Come on, Mama. I'm looking at him like, you bastard. You gonna throw me up under the bus. You gonna tell her that I've been drinking and smoking
big weed.
Big weed. At the dang old hospice. Big weed. I'm elbowing him, and he's running over, confessing every damn thing, and she's like fully coming to. I know in the back of her mind, she's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here before they put me out of here. They are in her getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Period, beer, and weed gummies and weed all in the hospital.
Yeah, so he confesses all our sins to her. And she's still kind of half-ass coherent and shit. So I'm thinking to my damn self, he done blew my motherfucking cover and shit. I'm mad at the motherfucker. I said, no, so this is all over with, nigga. I'm gonna fuck you woman. Hey, Juanita, we okay? You know, something like that. So I'm thinking, how I'm gonna get out of this one? So early in the morning, thank God for Walmart, I went back to the store and I got some balloons. I got some more balloons. They was happy birthday balloons. So at this time,
tell them what her birthday is.
Her birthday is July 28th.
Okay, but what date was this?
This was May 16th.
I think so, yeah, around 15, 16.
May 15, 16.
So just keep those
and
how those that distance in mind.
I tied the balloons around her birthday because I didn't want her to think that she's laying in hospice and shit. And she already didn't think that we didn't have some kind of party and everything. So I figured, you know, I'd rather for people to say encouraging things to her. Like, happy birthday. You know? So as the nurses and stuff will come in and check on her, they'll say, happy birthday, Miss Bell. Happy birthday. Why she look at the her first sentence was, how long have I been here? That was her first sentence.
So let's keep track here. They made her think that she'd been raped by her ghost husband and that she's 3 months pregnant and premature labor, and now they made her think she's been in a coma for months. And that it is now July 2016.
I'm like, it's your birthday, we're going outside today. And I tied it, but I see her. Like, it's your birthday, we get up. And that's when the whites of her eyes came and stuff. And I'm like, hey, Juanita, we getting ready to get you together. We ready, it's your birthday. And Maya's getting ready to graduate. So we got to get ready. And she was like, how long have I been here, child? I didn't know. I was like, nah, so I was like, you have been here too long already. It's time for us to go. It's time for us to go. I said, yes. So, you know, I got all washed up. And, honey, they had the male orderlies try to come in and wash Aunt Juanita. And I was like, hold on now, nigga. It ain't that kind of party up in here. You are not getting ready to see the golden gates of that. My Uncle Mike will come up from the grave and split you ready, good Lord, hit you. So, you know, I'm like, hell no. So I was like, no, we good. And when she heard that, she was like, oh, I got it. Like she said, you know, she got it. She'll wash her own shit. And, you know, so I got her cleaned up. And at this time, you know, it was like, you know, she was like, chicken. I need some chicken. I called Aunt Wee Wee. Aunt Wee Wee came. She came with KFC chicken. She came with Church's chicken. We had Papa's chicken all day there. Whatever chicken you want. Is that what she asked for? Chicken. She done laid all this chicken out for Aunt Juanita. We done got her dressed, lotioned up, makeup on, wig on, honey. And we are wheeling her around the hospital, honey. And everybody was saying happy birthday to Aunt Juanita. And one boy had the nurses come and say happy birthday to Aunt Juanita. And she was just like,
she's still like, I can't believe I've been here this long.
And so it was crazy because the next day I knew we was going home because the next day was Monday and the doctor had to come back. Now he said by that day, and this is the day after the day that he said
that she be gone.
That she be gone. Man, honey, when that doctor came in there, I had already went to the store because I already knew that she was going to go home the very next morning. So I had already packed her shit up, and I got some congratulation balloons sitting up everywhere. Like, we're going home. And she's like, home? Yes, we're going home. Like, I didn't even know for sure we was going home. In my heart, I was like, we was going home. Fuck that. And she was ready to go home too, and she was talking and she was eating good, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, all she got to do is drop a turd and she can go. So I said, all we need to wait on is a golden turd? Is that all we need? There's one golden turd? We can produce that. And when he was like, I can't go. Have Los do it. I said, Los? I said, well, then Los is like 325 solid, yellow, thick, handsome of a brisket of a guy. And we've been eating good the whole time we was there. Believe me, we've been eating great. We almost barbecued out there.
The brick he would drop. They'd be like, y'all tried it. That old ass lady ain't dropped this big ass brick in the store.
Yeah, he would have let loose a wild one. He would have been like a red bull just running around that toilet. And I was like,
oh, man.
I was like, no, I'm gonna make sure. Do you want me to take a picture of it? Do you need me to email you? Is that all y'all need for her to do? So I ordered up all this prune juice and shit, you know, and she wasn't getting ready to take no enema, none of that. But she did finally do the do. So when the doctor came, he looked at me, and I was actually on the porch smoking me a cigarette. Waiting. I'd been testing her, she breathing, doing good and shit. So I was actually on the porch waiting for this doctor. It took forever to come. But he finally came. And he said, where's that young lady at? Tell her to come here. And so everybody was like, come tap to glass patches, they want you, they want you. I'll come. My wig is still off. I've been looking kind of crazy the whole time. But, you know, my wig has been off the whole time. But this time my wig was on. Because I knew in my heart we was coming to fuck up out of there. I didn't already packed her shit up. So he comes and he looks at her and he said, I have to tell you this. He said, I'm amazed. I'm stunned. He said, I apologize. This is the first time that I can actually say that I was wrong. He said, and I'm glad to say it. He said, I was wrong. He said, I don't believe this. She done made full recovery. I said, yeah, and she's breathing at a, bam, 97%. Bam, nigga. Bam. You know what I'm saying? Because my cousin Glenda made sure that I was straight on breathing shit and made sure that we had everything. We had our own nurses and doctors. Right. We was straight. So I had the machine on his ass. Bam! And he was looking, and the fact that she got makeup on in her wig, and she's talking, at this time she's humming her Stairway to Heaven, and she is singing her Patti LaBelle, and Natalie Cole, she is going at it, honey. She's humming, and you know, not long run, but she's singing a little bit and getting along, and she then jumped up and ran to the bathroom. I can tell you that she got up on her own, ran to the bathroom and did it. So she did let the golden turd out. So I knew we were gonna go home. He was like, he said I wasn't expecting for her. He said I don't know if it was through your prayer, just maybe she just needed something that we wasn't able to give her. He said, but you was right and I was wrong. And I told him I appreciate that. It takes a lot for a man who was a doctor and studied and all that to tell me that I was right. My whole family was, that whole family was there to witness it. It was a humbling but joyful thing. He was like, I was not planning on her or seeing her at all, you know.
But you know what's crazy when they say, oh, it was something we just wasn't doing? Like as if you couldn't do it. No, it was something as simple as give her breathing treatment, give her some water.
Thank you.
Don't just let her sit there and keep giving her morphine that keeps dropping the heart rate. That's what y'all were doing. Y'all were doing the bare minimum.
She was doped up, the bare minimum. And she was doped the fuck up. And literally, when, you know, he was like, we could take her home and shit, and we was glad that we could take her home, but, you know, it was like she had to come off at morphine high in order to wake up. And when I stopped them morphines for coming to her, and he was, you know, he was like, well, are we going to continue? She has to have one of them for the house. And I was like, oh, no, no, no. She can get some aspirin or leave. She ain't never had crack. So, you know, we don't do crack in our family. None of that. We don't do none of that. So she can't have no fiends, no cracker cheens, none of those fiends. So, you know, but It was very nice, and then people was glad to see us go.
I bet.
And I tell you, here we are waiting. You know, I'm waiting at the outside. Me and Los taking a breather while the family getting her together before we can take up out there. We are waiting. Me, Glenda, and everybody waiting them to open up the door, and it's a long hallway to get to her. And you gotta like buzz the person in or let the person in. Well, we waiting on the outside to get in to get anyone in before we can go. Tell me why we ring the bell, and I'm like, what's taking them so damn long?
They're like, no, y'all out, get the fuck out.
Yeah. How come Los is gonna say that? There's about 10 people in this room, a family. Los gonna say, I hope they didn't send Uncle John. I said, they wouldn't send Uncle John. As old as Uncle John is, they wouldn't send him to open up the door. Girl, when I looked through that window, it was Uncle John coming to open up the door. He was taking his steps, and he was fussing. No, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. Taking his little step.
Why would he send him?
Okay, why would y'all send him to let us in? We're other important people. I've been working on her. We need to get in a hurry. We got things we got to do. You sent Uncle John, man. All I can do is roll. Like, oh my God. But we got let in, and honey, the story ends that we made it all the way to Aunt Juanita's house. And I'm glad that we did. And when we got there, we got her together. And I fell in love with the ladies in this building. Because there's going to be a couple pictures going to flash that you're going to see. But I had my granny disciples that's there. My shout out to my granny disciples. I love y'all. Hi, Herb. Anyhow, these are the wildest, oldest ladies of the building. And they would secure the place and they walk us. And tell me why. They couldn't wait to see Aunt Juanita's son. When they seen Aunt Juanita, your son coming, Pete? And I kept wondering why they kept asking for Pete. Why Pete had knocked out 4 of them old ladies. They came up, and girl, they was in wheelchairs coming up. Pete, your boy coming back?
Pete did not do that.
Pete did that.
I'm not
I promise to God.
I am not listening to you.
Even white old ladies, there was, yes. They was coming up with on their little arm walkers and strollers asking for Pete. She said, oh, he comes by, he rubs a little icy hot on my neck and back, and he comes with his working boots, and then he slides a little something in you. No. I promise you. That is the truth. That is the truth. And what I promise you, next time we'll do a call one day. Next time we'll do a call. Even Aunt Juanita knows her son has been through all of the building. They just talking about him. It's sad.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp when you got 2 sodomized old ass ladies and walkers in wheelchairs.
They just welcomed us. The security was nice.
Me and
them old ladies. Every day we sat out there and we chilled. Me and them old ladies every day, and I had a good time. And they prayed, and we got a little toe up. So I'm gonna have a couple pictures flash through for my granny disciples that held it down. We had one lady in there. She was a RoboCop. She was a robo-granny, and she was trying to take little bits and snatch her up, and she used to push on the other grannies. But until they got patches on their team, that stopped really quick, because I was like, these are all my grannies. Don't put your hands on none of my grannies ever again. And matter of fact, she's no longer a resident of that place anyway, because I don't play. But some robo-granny's gone. But I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all for your hospitality. And I love y'all, and I just wanted to really get this story out, because this goes down in history of one of the most emotional roller coasters I've ever been on in life. But it made my faith
let me
stronger.
Let me add this. It did, and that's good. Your faith got stronger. But let me add this. After Aunt Juanita got in her right mind and was able to talk, she told them, why did you bring me back? I wanted to go to Jesus. I was resting my head on Jesus' bosom, and here your ass come bringing me back.
She did say that. She's not lying. She did say that she was ready to rest in the Lord's bosom. But I had to let her know, Aunt Juanita, Jesus is a man. He does not have a bosom. So you will not be resting today. You gotta live today. Today is not the day.
Her own will. She's like, I did not want to come back.
She wanted to be with Uncle Mike. Love follows. I was like he is with you. He's already here. You done been knocked up bound. Look. And I love A1Anita for this, because she probably, you know, she really did want to go on.
She did.
But we was not ready. It was, and the grandbaby was graduating, and it was not time yet. If it was time, I would have known it was time. Maybe if them doctors and she was cut all open and been through some shit and missing some limbs and shit, then I'd be like, let her go. But because you can't breathe, you better wake up. And it ain't always, I still need nurturing. She sends me Depends. I get Depends from her, and I love her. She done bought my Pampers, and now she sends me my Depends. She's the one that sent me. She was gonna mail me my gravy and mashed potatoes and my greens and potato salad in the mail, but she brought it in chitlin buckets on the bus about 2 years ago. And you telling me she get ready to die today? I love you, A1Anita, so thank you. I actually had her sign when she came to a letter saying that, you know,
to be resuscitated.
She wants to be resuscitated, just to let this know, just so this can, because this is copyrighted, right? Ain't this copyrighted?
What?
Everything we do and say on here is copyrighted, right? Yes, it sure the fuck is. Hold on.
What you doing?
It is copyrighted. Everything we say and do.
But if she signed it, you ain't got.
That's the hell I do.
But she signed it, so she doesn't have to do it.
There. She does not ever want, she does always want to continue to live. She is to be resuscitated. And I had her sign this piece of paper. Even though she was ready to go on to glory, I wanted her to know that we love her and we needed her, and it was not her time, because she still had more stuff to do with us first. And so I had her sign her paper saying that if something was to happen, to resuscitate her and bring her back, because God is not that cruel. He ain't gonna take her and Uncle Sugarman. They not gonna take Uncle Sugarman and her at around the same year. Uncle Sugarman just last year.
I know, Grandpa.
You're not gonna do both.
And they're older. They're older.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn.
You gotta realize it's going to happen.
Not back to back.
They have lived a very long, interesting pregnancy.
Apparently not long enough, because she's here. God ain't gonna take them back to back.
That's because you drug the life out of her throat, bitch. That's why she's.
I told her we'll let her know when it's time. When it's time for her to go, we'll all know. We'll know. We'll be like, oh,
you ain't never know what. If it was up to you, you would never. They could be old, eyeball. You'd be like, that's all right. Let's put it back in. You would not want them to go.
And she was really suffering a messed up, real. I mean, she got to be bad. I mean, real bad.
Grandpa was bad.
He wasn't that bad. I mean, he was bad enough, but you know,
he was bad.
He was bad, but it was still really wasn't his time either, for real. But you know, if I never stayed there, I don't even want to get into it. But deep down in my heart, I feel like it wasn't time for real. Yes.
My grandfather, he passed last year, but he was in a bad. He had flesh-eating disease.
Come on now, but you talking about it wasn't that bad. Okay, but still,
he needed to go be with the Lord.
Okay.
He was in pain.
Okay, well if he was
in pain.
Well, if he was, I know he was in a whole lot of pain.
Yes.
But if he was able to beat the pain, then I would want him to be here. But if God ain't gonna take Uncle Sugarman and turn around and take A1Anita.
If he would have beat the pain, he should be here. So he would have had half a body gone. But as long as he wasn't in pain no more.
You see that lady who lost her limbs? She's here with her family today.
Her limbs, they're off.
Yeah, they gone.
Yeah, but his was
on his back and some on his pee-pee. Yeah. He was gonna be okay. If that was the case, if he was gonna make it through the pain, then I would have been cool with it. If he could make it, I don't want him to suffer, but if he could make it, cool. But if he had to sacrifice when God took him, okay, and you got him, he ain't suffering no more. I understand that. Okay, I'm cool with that. But you ain't get ready to turn around and take A1Anita. I'm still fucked up a little bit. I miss Uncle Sugarman. No. God ain't ready to do all that. We too good of a people. So it was not time. We didn't feel as a family it was time. When it's time, we'll feel it. You'll be like, oh my God.
But then you gonna tell her how she need to feel.
I don't let her know.
She telling you, I wanted to be with the Lord. And you telling her, no, it's not time.
I'm done. Y'all subscribe to Sweet Additions TV. Life with Cousin Patches, smooches, shout outs to everybody on there. I love you guys. Thanks for all y'all support. Bye. She's gonna live forever.